dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't training, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice make lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skip.
The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
We in the dojo, ain't no days off. The way isn't training, you don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever. Practice make lethal, the rest make me cold. I'm gripping the steel till my body gets old. You talking that talk, but you skipping the gym. I look at the weekend, I pity for him. Every single morning, I wake up and strike. You never seen discipline looking like. I empty my lungs and I swing out the chest. I treat every shadow like it is a test. The way is the practice is war. I leave all my enemies down on the floor. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the way isn't training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap at the right, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the way isn't training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Look at the calluses cover my hands. I'm executing these tactical plans. You sleeping in late, I was up in the dark. Leaving the den and the wood in the bark. Slow down the tempo, I'm taking my time. Perfect the angle, I perfect the crown. 1,000 more cuts just to build up the muscle. You don't understand the extent of the hustle. Drilling the parry, I'm drilling the block. I'm beating the sun and I'm beating the clock. There ain't no secret, there ain't no hack. You step on the battlefield, you don't come back unless you put hours and hours of sweat. I am a consequence, I am a threat. Continue with practice, I never retreat. I'm dropping the opposition at my feet. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the way isn't training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about love, but the way isn't training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. No days off, no excuses. You skip a day, you slip away. Strike 1,000 times before the sun is up. My mind is heavy, but my blade is light. Drill it again. Yeah, aggressive approach when I step in the ring. I swing with the force that a hurricane bring. Master the form till the form is a ghost. I'm doing the most when you're doing the least. I turn myself into tactical beast. The way isn't training, it's session my brain. I'm walking through fire, I'm walking through rain. Ain't no arrival, it's only the grind. I'm leaving the rest of the rookies behind. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the way isn't training. Blood on the wood and the sweat on the mat. I'm drilling the bases, I'm leaving it flat. Rap out the rap, yeah, we put in that pain and don't talk about luck, but the way isn't training. Slide in the footwork, I pivot and pop. I'm built for the trenches, I never will stop. Keep swinging, keep drilling. The ways of practice, yeah. Yeah. The ways of
Welcome. How is everyone doing today? My computer is acting a tiny bit weird. Give me a second to try to figure out what in the world is going on here. All right. The software had just crashed on me, and all of a sudden, things are weird. Let me see. Turn this off. Let me see what is going on over here. I can't. What should I do here? I can't switch to, hold up. Something just happened. Wait, give me a second. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me unplug this. I'm muted. I'm sorry. All right, we're good. We are good. Crazy weekend, crazy Sunday, but we're here. We're in the building. We're going to get to work. We have our speech coaching app that we need to do some work on. Let me see. It has been such a wild weekend, I tell you. Let me go here. Go here. What up? We got Junior in the building already. Let me drop this over here. There is. Grab these. And we're going to go here. Drop that in. Oops. Paste. Okay. Boom. Pin that. All right, cool. We're good to go. We are good to go. All right. Like I was saying, we're going to be working on the speech coaching app. I think the goal for today, because we tested it last week, it is working okay. We switch over to AssemblyAI. We're going to do a little bit of more testing on it. And then I want to start setting up like the app logo picture type stuff so that it can show up on the App Store. And once we're good with that, we can start putting it in test mode in the App Store and for Google. And then we're gonna transition over to working on the Apple portion of it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how much we're able to get to today. That is the game plan. So that's how we're gonna run it. Before we do any of that, a little bit of housekeeping really quick. Thank you to all of the subscribers who are joining the channel, who are allowing me to add value into your lives. Hopefully that if there's any topic you ever want me to cover, like Magnetar sent me some stuff the other day, covered that. Just drop me a comment, send me a message, and we will do it. But that is the game plan. That's how we run the channel. What I find, what you find, all those good things. So shout out to every new subscriber who is supporting, who is allowing me to add value into your life. Shout out to my tech barbarians. We have a Scrum night coming tonight. We have a Vibe Code and Chill next Saturday. We are working so hard, like learning about marketing, learning about building web applications, mobile applications, progressive web apps, all these different things that we are looking to do and just learn and strategize and push it forward. So shout out to all of my tech barbarians and shout out to the YouTube channel members, my tech mercenaries, who allow this channel to go across the world, different languages, adding value day in and day out. So to every last one of you, I truly appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
We are the very best. There is none other.
We the best.
And let's, as always, go out there and get it.
Get it.
Quick announcements. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping a candid conversation. We're going to be talking about 5 things that you never, ever want to say in an interview, a tech interview, any type of interview, right? Conversations in general. And I'm going to give you also 2 bonus things that these little phrases that you say, you think it's innocent, but it is hurting your chances. So I've been doing so many different mock interviews and I've been having conversations and just listening to people communicate, and they'll say these little things and it's like, do not say that. Do not say that.
Do not come.
All right. So we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. We're gonna be back live on Tuesday night, continuing with our Tech Barbarians coaching portal, the mobile version of the app. So all of that is what's in the works. So I'm looking forward to seeing you throughout the week. Oh, by the way, on if you were able to see the video from last week Wednesday, I had laid out how I created my shorts generation pipeline, where I just have to render and then it takes care of the captions and of the thumbnail and uploading to YouTube. I just have to go into YouTube and schedule it, make sure all the little information is right. But like my shorts are on point and they are on auto generate. So this coming Wednesday, I'm going to be releasing part 2 where I'm like summarizing all the things that I did. I'm going to show you some of the shorts that were built, some of the thumbnails that it generated, and looking through like not necessarily the code, but we're going to talk about the code. We're going to look at the README. And it's just a really cool process. I have I'm going to talk about the cost of generating these shorts, because they're not free, but they are a lot cheaper than anything else. So we're going to talk about all that on Wednesday. It's going to be a really good informative show. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well. So those are all the announcements for what's upcoming. We're going to jump into the show for today's break. We're going to be talking about our are AI agents going to be taking over meetings? Like they're going to be like, can they replace us in meetings? We're going to be talking about what a career coach says about gaps in your resume, like career gaps in your resume. And of course, we have none other than Mr. Elon Musk himself, Magnetor's best friend, who wants Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, out. Yes. So that is the game plan for today. But before we do any of that, let's acknowledge the friends in the chat. We got my guy Junior in the building. Hits us with the what's up? What's up? What up, Junior? How are you doing? I know you're you're having an amazing day, but just wanted to shout you out. Thank you always for supporting us. We are going to jump into our first topic. We're going to jump into our first topic. So we're going to do first topic, work, second topic, work, third topic, work, and then we're going to wrap up the show. Like I said, it has been a busy and intense weekend. Yesterday, T-ball, had to visit recording videos, visited a friend, and this morning, basketball. Was at another friend's house for a little bit, and then I'm like, I got to get to the show because then I have scrum night, then I have another coaching call tonight. So we are here to work. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the first topic of the day, which is the Zoom CEO. Should AI agents replace humans attending meetings? That is a question. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this one really quick. Let's go to, boom. All right, let's jump into this video.
Yeah, the market rally continues. Here we go, 1,144 points on the Dow. Not bad. Okay, for everybody fretting that AI is going to take your job, a new report by the Boston Consulting Group says over the next 3 years, AI will, okay, here's the word they're using, reshape between 50 to 55% of jobs. As for replacing them, they say that is a smaller number, 10 to 15% in the next 5 years. We should look at enterprise software stocks. They've been ubiquitous in the workplace and in a race to integrate the best AI. Either way, some are worried that some of these stocks might not really be viable in the future, and we've got a mixed picture. But Microsoft, Zoom, Alphabet, ServiceNow, Adobe, all of them have been elbow, knee-deep in coming up with all new ways to use artificial intelligence. Zoom has already shown us how software can totally transform work. The pandemic-era darling made remote work, forget a viable option, it was the only option. Because going to the office, we all remember, became impossible, so we all jumped on Zoom. And Zoom stock surged 290% in the first year of the pandemic. Now the company is zooming into AI to beef up its business in a totally different way. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive is Zoom founder and CEO Eric Yuan. Eric, great to have you. Okay, so let's throw out the word revolutionize. What are you doing with AI to revolutionize Zoom?
So as you know, AI is redefining how work gets done. And Zoom is at the center of that transformation. We are embedding AI into every surface of our collaboration suite. And also we leverage AI to build some innovative new services to help you get work done more effectively.
So what are you doing at Zoom that incorporates AI? Because we all have to jump on meetings. Is there going to become a point, and are you working toward this, where people don't have to attend meetings? An agent can attend them in place and, I guess, communicate during the meeting, throw in ideas that I myself.
So before they go too far down into the AI agents and meetings, I did want to stop it for a second. When they were showing the report of reshaping, like AI being able to reshape jobs, I do agree with that reshape, because I am seeing that every single day in the way that we work in software engineering, where we're still able to go and do some like more of the complicated parts of the code and things that like the AI might not be able to understand 100%, but we can still get a lot of insight from the AI. But I do agree that the replacing jobs, 10 to 15% might be slightly on the low side, but I think it's closer to that than it is to like, oh, in 5 years is going to be, you know how the fear mongering CEOs are like, oh, there's not going to be any need for software engineers. There's not going to be any need for software engineers at all because AI is going to do all the jobs, and now the CEO is just going to be prompting like a maniac the job of the CTO and everyone who's under the CTO and the job of the software people and the VPs, there's only going to be that one CEO is going to be doing all of that. That I totally disagree with. I think that from what I have seen, AI makes people, it makes people work at like 2 to 3x of their output. And at the end of the day, you still need a human responsible. So you can't just say, oh, AI did it. So that's why I agree with the reshaping in how you work as opposed to being replaced by, so at the end of the day, the keyword in artificial intelligence is artificial. You need human intelligence to drive that artificial intelligence. And then the artificial intelligence can always find little gaps and mistakes that you might be overseeing or mistaking. It's going to question you like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And that's what I see every single day. We'll build something and we run it through the AI to look at the code and stuff. And it's like, oh, did you consider this? I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Or oh yeah, we did have that gap in coverage. Let's go ahead and add it. So I think it makes us more, it makes us like, it just brings more things out that we're not thinking about, but it's still our thinking that drives everything. And we're able to like, writing code, I'm going to say this, writing code is a task. Simple as that. Let me know if you agree or if you disagree with that. Writing code is a task. And you can have the most beautiful code and it takes you forever to write it. And now you miss the market. So you can, and if you have a particular way of writing, you can train your AI to write code like you would write the code. All right. You can train your AI to write the code like you would do it. So like, hey, this is all my code. I need you to write it in this style because I can better understand it. I can trust it. That's what people are accustomed to. So you can do that. But if you don't know how to write any code at all, and you're just like, oh, have the AI do it, and then it makes a bunch of mistakes and you can't catch it, that's a you problem. And that's why you'd end up being replaced by not by AI, but by someone who knows how to control the AI, how to direct the AI. All right, let's keep going.
Self might throw in if the agent knows me well enough?
So for now, to complete any task is a two-step process. It's fragmented. Step one is a human-to-human interaction like this. Step two, more like a human-to-system interaction to operate the system. We leverage AI to fully automate that process, make the entire two-step process becoming frictionless and seamless. With that, we can dramatically improve your productivity.
Productivity is crucial. But can you give me an example of how it would work? Talk to the audience and explain. So with what we are inventing, with what we are creating, you will be able to what?
I give an example. Let's say I'm a sales rep and I'm talking to the prospect, and I have a Zoom call first. Afterwards, I need to manually log into the backend system to update the backend system. Take some time. Now with the AI agent, just one step after the Zoom conversation is over, AI agent will take over to get everything done for you intelligently.
Can I push back on this a little bit? Does AI make us more efficient during meetings, or is it possible that it risks making meetings more frequent because the cost of attending drops? People then have to follow up and say, wait, what happened there? I don't quite get it. This wasn't transcribed exactly correctly.
You are so right. First of all,
thank you.
Down the road.
Say that again.
So you do not need to join Zoom calls as always. You can send your digital agent to join. Eventually, you can send your digital twin to join. And also afterwards, you do not need a follow-up. You can leverage your AI agent to follow up everything for you.
But I still feel there would be a disconnect. We get summaries of meetings from AI, which is great and certainly helpful, but there are always follow-up questions, and some things are lost in translation.
You are so right on. That's exactly the reason why we leverage AI to fix that problem, because that follow-up today is a manual process.
I don't know if there might be a communication disconnect here, because he keeps saying that she's right, but she's also saying the opposite of what he's saying. And then when he answers it, there might be some type of communication disconnect here, because which I understand what she's saying. And I have that similar thought of, if you send your AI agent to a meeting, is it going to just be there to be like a note taker or a transcriber? Or is it going to actually know how to ask follow-up questions, how to push back on certain things, which I don't understand his answer in like the whole agent. So I'm kind of wondering what exactly is that agent going to be doing there? Because one thing that I've been testing out, because I'm always like looking at like testing out all these different things, and is AI. But because what I've been doing is, so like when I generate a test plan and we're having a discussion, One thing for me, because I use a software that every time I jump on into a Google Meet for a coaching call or any type of call, it follows me around. It's my assistant. It takes notes. It takes summaries and everything like that. So I can focus on the actual conversation. So something I've been trying at work, because with Slack, we have access to Slack AI to make a summary of what the call is about. So because I don't want to be taking notes in real time and trying to have a conversation, I told the engineer, I'm like, hey, I'm going to try this thing out so that while we're talking about our test plan, I'm going to enable the AI to take some notes based on the decision that we made. And once that's done, I'm going to take those notes and I'm going to take it to the tool, to the cloud. And I'm like, hey, this is the outcome of our test plan discussion. Can you update the test plan based on what we're talking about? So, and haven't had the opportunity, we haven't had anything that needed to be updated based on those conversations, but I'm pretty sure this week we're going to get something to come out of it. And I'm going to use that. But if I was to just say, I'm not attending the meeting, I'm going to be sending in my AI agent for the meeting. What if they send their AI agent for it doesn't, I'm not really understanding what the point he's trying to make. And he might just be communicating it poorly, right? If I send my AI agent and you send his AI agent to a meeting, who's talking about what? And how do we come to consensus and stuff like that? So that's the part that I'm a little bit confused about.
It's not accurate. AI agent can help you to drive the accuracy and also have a measurable outcomes.
Your AI companion can summarize, it can track actions, it can even interact with apps. But how close are we, Eric, to AI actually running meetings entirely without humans?
I think it will take many years' effort. I still think a human-to-human interaction like this is very meaningful. I don't want my agent to talk with your agent. I want to talk with you in person.
Will it know to eliminate in a meeting all the preamble chit-chat as everybody's getting into place? I mean, I don't know about all of you guys, but we have meetings. It's like, oh, did you watch this series the other night? And, maybe it eliminates all of that in the summary so that you don't have to worry about hearing about coworkers' vacations, or maybe you want to hear about the restaurant somebody went to in the preamble.
You have a choice. You can join. Eventually, you can leverage your digital twin to join as well.
You're competing with Microsoft, Google, Slack, and I want people to know something about you. You came and you were working at Cisco, where you worked on the WebEx. You ran their meeting, their web meeting operation, and then you felt like they weren't moving fast enough. I know your story very well. So you split off and you started Zoom. And now you're a Verb. Everybody says, are you Zooming today? Is that going to happen? But what do you see the biggest challenge is when it comes to really maintaining a top spot?
I think, first of all, you have to embrace new technology and also make sure you have a very innovative culture. Whenever the new technology, you need to make sure leverage technology, new technology, building a new product, very innovative solutions. At the same time, make sure every employee working for you, they try to learn quickly about the new technology. That's a key for us to move forward.
Are software companies in trouble?
No, I do not think so.
SaaSpocalypse?
I do not think so. We are going to create a lot of new services, a lot of new jobs, new opportunities, same as before.
Eric Yuan, kind of a legend in my mind. How many times did you apply for a visa in the U.S. that turned down? 9 times?
9 times.
9 times. He came here to this country. And now how many employees do you have that you are employing and paying and starting with your company?
A little bit over 7,500 employees worldwide.
We're glad you came to this country, Eric.
Thank you, Liz.
Good to have you.
All right. Well, so that is I do agree with him about the innovation part. If you do not grow and change with the times for technology, you will sadly be left behind. And the thing as well, what we have to, the replacement that's going to happen in the tech field, as the technology sector, software sector, as the reshaping happens, those who don't want to adapt, those who don't want to use the new tools, they're gonna get left out. They're gonna get because that is what always happens. If you're doing something that's gonna make you go so much slower than the competitors, you're out of there. If you remember the movie, I think it was Barbershop 2, when they had that other barbershop opening up, and it was gonna be all fancy and cool and everything, and they had Ice Cube's barbershop that was there. The movie made it seem like, oh, because on the first day that it was opening, everybody wanted to continue going to Ice Cube barbershop. Sure, cool. In reality, though, they wouldn't stand a chance, because you have the few faithful who are going to stick to the old school, old style, slow moving stuff, And then you have the people who want new. Majority of people want new. And you got to give them what they want. You got to give them what they want. Make them addicted to your product. Not so addicted that they're going to sue you for it, but make them addicted to your product. I want to check something real quick, right? I want to know from Gemini, how can I create a digital clone AI agent? Because I think I kind of created one before, but number one, it was way too expensive. I was paying for a month. But I'm just curious, like, because he's talking about that. A digital twin, yes, a digital twin. Creating a digital clone AI agent, often called a digital twin, is a multi-stage process that moves beyond a simple chatbot. For a senior QA engineer and technical coach like yourself, the challenge isn't just the brain, the large language model, but the agentic loop and tool integration that allows it to act autonomously. To build an AI agent that mirrors your expertise and acts on your behalf, you should follow this high-level architecture. The knowledge layer, your external brain. To act like you, the agent needs to access the specific data without being limited by the training model's cutoff. Vector database, a RAG. Index your YouTube transcripts, GitHub repositories, specifically your work on SpecKit, resume flow, and everything else. And technical coaching notes into a database like Supabase, which you have already migrated to, or Pinecone. Context injection, use a system prompt that defines your persona. You're a tech coach, agentic loop, reasoning and action. You'll need a framework to handle the react, reason, and act pattern. This allows the agent to think about a task, decide which tool to use, observe the results, and repeat until the task is done. Frameworks, LangGraph, Crew AI, Logic, implement a proactive loop where the agent can check your OAuth connected account, like your YouTube or Gmail, using a token refresh. The tool belt. Communication tools to draft emails in your style and respond to Patreon comments. Development, integration with Cloud Code or Gemini CLI to review PRs and run tests on projects you manage. Media, a tool to query your DaVinci Resolve project states to generate stream descriptions based on raw video file. Permission tiers allows the agents to draft low-stake content, social media replies autonomously, but require a manual approve button for high-stakes actions, code deployments, and business emails. Sensitive data masking, ensure the agent's reasoning logs don't expose personal identifiable information from your logistics business or family records. Okay, well, I like that. We'll investigate that a little bit more in the future, but the fact that we should build our own digital twin and give it access to the information that we wanted to have access to, which is kind of like what we did with the clone a couple of years ago. But if we can build it and running it on our own infrastructure, training it off our own data, our own projects, so that I think that'd be a good idea. It's a project for the future. I'm going to bookmark that, and we will look into it to see how could we end up building our own digital twin that maybe can join some meetings for us. Who knows what it is, right? Maybe give the ability to help more people on their journey in tech and careers and all of that good stuff. All right. But that is it for this one. Actually, no. Well, yes, but do me a favor. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on what do you think about AI agents replacing you in meetings? What do you think about the AI reshaping jobs, like 45 to 55% versus replacing jobs? You think that's going to replace a lot more jobs than the 10 to 15% estimated? Like, is it more like 40, 60? Who do you believe? That report or the CEO of Anthropic and some part of Microsoft who said that actually, you guys are done for. You guys are done for. From my experience so far, I don't see it, but maybe my vantage point is off, right? Let me know your thoughts, though. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. TechCoach.dev. Join us, Vibe Code and Chill, Scrum Nights, Resume Flow access, Tech Barbarians Coaching Portal access, and have a lot more on the way as well. All right. All righty then. Let's go back to here. And let me see what we got in the chat. Junior says that the Zoom CEO is AI. I mean, the way that he was answering, though, he could be, because you're totally right. But this is how, but I'm going to give you a totally opposite answer to what you asked me. But you're totally right. But no, but for the most part, I do think that there is a place for having that digital twin, having that AI agent. But the host of the show also raised some valid questions about. I think her questions were a little bit more practical. Like having the note taking stuff is good, but having the humans, in my eyes, having the humans there to have the conversation of the direction that we're going in and having pushback and all that type of stuff, that is what we need, as opposed to we just have bots talking to bots, and it's just a mess at that time. At that point, you're not going to get anything done. So everything is a tool. There's a time and place for a tool. Have it handle low to mid-level tasks, and you can focus on the most important things. That's how I see it. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our first segment of work. Let's go to here. All right. So we're going to start off with the speech coaching app. I want to give it one more run through, because we did migrate over to AssemblyAI last week, where it's a lot cheaper than AWS Transcribe. And when you sign up for it, they give you like $50 in credit. So all my YouTube shorts, they've been going through that API key, and it's like, I'm just saying the cost is so low, because I don't remember how many videos I've put up with like going through that pipeline, but the price is so low. So AssemblyAI, it's working really, really well for me right now. We're going to try it one quick time on the emulator, and if the emulator can't get the audio, then we're going to just switch to the phone and figure that out. Right. So let's go ahead and put up our first 20.
It's time to do.
All right, so we have the app running, or have the app over here. I'm going to run it on the emulator, because the emulator, it's always hit or miss, because it can't really record it that well. But if we can get it to we can give it a test out here, and then we can take a look at I want to work on the branding, right? And after the branding, we can get it ready to load up to Google Play. And if you can start thinking about in the chat, oh, why is that cut off? Hold up, why is that cut off? Why did that happen? Let me fix that. Timer. What happened to my timer? Let's move. Weird. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have the app loaded, and we are gonna go to, let me move this here. Don't dox myself. Actually, there is something that I want to fix before I even jump into that. All right, let's fix this real quick. So the thing is here, when you click on them, so if I take this all out, right? When you, like, it's hard to know that you are typing in. So let's fix this really, really quick. Let me go to Kilo, and I'm gonna go to, let's put this over here. Let's put this over here. And I'm gonna say, when the app starts and you have to log in, when you click on the email or password field, it looks like you aren't clicked on anything, because there is no highlight of the box, or any indication that you should be typing, which confuses users, which that actually did confuse. What in the world is going on here? I am so, where's my, something is weird. All right, hold on. Let me see something. What in the world? Hold up. I'm talking, but I'm not. What in the world is going on here? Why is that over there? Hold on. What in the world? What happened to this? Huh. I'm confused. Something's not right. Let me see something. Oh, I know it. All right. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me fix this. Let's go to this. All right. Hold on. Give me a second. Moving stuff around. Oof. Okay. Let's fix that. Way too big. I'm like, where did everything go? All right, there we go. Now this, oh my goodness. Hmm. I don't know where it went. Well, let's go here. What in the world is going on here? What in the world? If I go like this, what's going to happen? I think I know what happened. Let's go to edit transform. I know what's going on. Let's see if I close this thing down. This is so weird. This is so weird. Whatever. We'll leave it as this for now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have to fix that later. That makes no sense. Why are you over there? All right, whatever. It's working for now, so I have everything right. All right, so confuses the user. We need a better indication of where the user is at. Send that off. And it's like, it's not even showing the right screen if I'm, something's not, all right, hold up. You know what? Let me see something. Go here, recapture. What is going on here? Let's go over here for now. Let's go back over here. There we go. I don't know what's going on today. All right. Updated the application's global theme to include decoration themes with clear borders. Let's go. Run it again. We get error. Hold up. Stop, run. What does that mean? Why is this over here? I don't know. That's weird. All right. So let's say that I got this error when running. Let's fix that. Why is it like that? I am so confused right now looking at my all right, so now let's go and run that again. Let me see if I can redo this last time. Let me try something real quick. Let me go over to here. So that side looks good. And I am so if I go back over here, what are you using that? Oh, okay. So why are all right, so now we're here. Okay, there we go. This looks a lot better here. So let's see. All right, let me go and log in. Much better, much better. So if we go to login, and there we are. So let me see if this is going to work. Let's say we're going to start a session. And we are going to say, move this up a bit while using the app. Testing if this is catching my voice recording. Like we know the phone, the emulator is not the greatest at it, but who knows? That's all right. Let's stop that. Yeah, the emulator is not good at it at all. Yeah, it doesn't even have it. All right, let's discard that then. So let's do this. We will work on uploading it to, Google. Well, I can see if I can try my phone. Let me see what I can do on my phone. See if this is gonna work. Let's go to, because if not, I have to restart the phone. But I'm pretty sure it worked well last time though. Let's go to running devices. Let's go here. And go to let's go to developers. I'm on the phone here, going to developers. Developer options. We're going to do wireless debugging, allow. Go here. Pair with QR code. And we're going to go here. All right, so I'm connected. Cool, that was pretty quick. Sometimes it doesn't go that quickly. And we are, let me stop this to use less resources. I don't need that. Let me just shut it down altogether, I guess. And we are going to go to here, and I will share that. I am so upset right now. Let me see if I go to filters, crop. To the top, and I say 100. It's just disappearing. Let's see. And now it just takes me totally off the screen, right? It's just annoying now. Just annoying. I'm annoyed. We'll leave it as is for now. I'll fix this after the show, but I'm really upset right now. All right. Let's go ahead and do what is the name of that software? Android or Droid Cast. And I'm gonna go and pull it up on the phone. Air Droid. Waiting to share. Wait, what? Did I not approve something? I'll start now. All right, got it. All right, so let's make sure that this is accurate. Start new session. Mr. Rod Brown thinks that he is more efficient with his shorts than I am with mine, but mine, number one, are a lot cheaper, and they're going through an automated workflow that generates the thumbnails and the captions and embeds the thumbnail onto the video, automatically uploads to YouTube. Sure, you're able to schedule in the tool that he's using, which side note, he wanted to cancel it a long time ago. And I said, no, don't cancel it because you can do this, that, and the other. And now he's like, oh my God, no, I can't live without this tool. I'm like, all right, Mr. Rod Brown, if that's, but me, I build my own stuff that I use. I do my best not to rely on third-party softwares and companies and stuff like that, especially when I can cut the cost down to so low. So, all right, that's our test. That's our test. Mr. Rod Brown thinks that he is more efficient with his shorts than I am with mine, but mine, number one, are a lot cheaper, and they're going through an automated workflow that generates the thumbnails. So that works. That works. So now I'm going to do analyze speech. Let's see if that works. Uploading to Assembly. There we go. Give the URL. And I believe that we're using the tool that like it uploads it and then it gets rid of it and boom. Look at that was pretty fast. That was really, really quick because we didn't have to go through the process of uploading it to S3 and then waiting for AWS Transcribe to get it and then sending it back and then putting some type of output file location, everything done right here. Says the speaker compares their efficient workflow tool with a colleague's, emphasizing that their own is cheaper, self-built, and are more reliable and cost-effective. We have the recording here. Mr. Rod Brown thinks that he is. Got that there. I had 7 filler words. I said like 3 times. Oh my God, I suck. said that my pace was too fast. You're speaking at 183 words per minute, which is faster than the ideal conversational range of 130 to 150 words per minute. I don't like this app anymore. It's revealing my bad habits. Slowing down will help your audience process your ideas and give you more authority. Respect my authority. Practice reading a paragraph and deliberately pausing for 2 seconds after every period. Breathe deeply between sentences. We detected 7 filler words, like. These can distract from your message. Replace filler words with silence. A pause makes you sound thoughtful, while a filler word makes you sound unsure. Interesting. And then it has the actual transcript that we had. All right, I will take that feedback to heed. But I think we're good. We're good on the actual app itself. So let's go ahead and move this one off, and we can come back to that later on, but I think we're good on that aspect. So now we need to revisit the what would you call it? Branding, right? Because right now we don't have any like it just says app, and it just has this generic image. So what we're going to go back over here, and right now we'll do a new task. All right. Well, that is breakdown. So that is our first segment. I'm really bothered by my whatever happened over here. Really bothered by it, but it is what it is. I know what the issue was too. Oh, I know what I can do. Well, let's go to. I'll fix it later. My OCD really wants me to fix it right now, but I have so much to do today, so we cannot waste the time fixing this right now. It's not a big deal. So let's go over to here, and let's go here, and let's go to break. Let's go and see what we got going on in the chat. The chat royale. Let me see. Let's see what we got. So we have Rod Brown in the building, says that, what's good, family? What's up with you, Rod Brown? Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day. Just doing some yard work while listening. And yes, Techo Trav, got my shorts being chopped up in Opus and uploading to YouTube and TikTok, multitasking. As soon as I'm done, once I go to edit these videos, I just say, these are the clips, these are the shorts, render them all, and then I go, drink a margarita or something, which I won't drink a margarita because I don't really drink margaritas. But if I were to, I would be hanging out and my shorts are being generated for me. So, which I detailed in the video last week, showing out how I wanted to do this proof of concept. And then this coming Wednesday, I'm going to show you the results of my pipeline. Let me see. Just out here slaving. Oh my goodness. But now I'm more efficient than I was before. Well, that's, you want to know why you're more efficient than ever before? Because, Rod Brown, because I am your friend. I'm your friend. Although you might be a little stubborn at times, right? You might be a little stubborn at times, but I'm like, hey, you should try this. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to. Then you try, like, oh my God, I can't live without it. I cannot live without this. Which, by the time that Rod Brown finds out he can't live without the tools that I am using, I'm already moving on to the next tool to make it even better and more enhanced. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. You're just a slave, and you what? That doesn't sound like you're happy about the work that God has blessed you with. See, that's why I don't do any type of slaving. I only do what is fruitful and beneficial. And for other things like yard work, I'm like, hey, landscape people, You come do what God, the work that God has blessed you with, while I do the work that God has blessed me with. So that's how I reason it. Ah. You're right. My bad. It's hot out here. It says, and Tickle Trough, your bot said that I am a colleague. Respect. The horn was for you. The unfortunate sound was for me, because yes, I guess we are colleagues eventually, right? It says, then God has blessed you with wisdom to change your situation. Put some AC on. Tell him again. Tell him again. Tell him again. All right. We are going to jump into another topic, for another break topic, which is, you guys ever hear about career gaps in your resume? Let me see what's going on with this thing over here. There we go. Have you ever heard of career gaps in your resume? Well, this career coach is going to break down how to explain resume career gaps, or at least that's what I anticipate they're going to be talking about, because I have not read the article yet. I like to have fresh reactions as we were reading it together. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. Hopefully my camera doesn't muzzle. Let's go to here. All right, so let me zoom in on this just a little bit. There we go. And so this comes from Yahoo Life. What up, Yahoo Life? It says, career coach reveals the reassuring reason job interviewers ask about career gaps in your resume. So why have you not been working? And a lot of people, they make it seem like, oh, if you have a career gap, it's over. No, I will say that if you have a valid reason for your career gap, then you're totally okay. But people want to know that you're not just job humping. Okay. That you're not just job hopping, and that you're not a flaky person. Because some people say, but if I can do the job, it doesn't matter, because do you know how expensive it is to hire somebody? So it's not like we want to hire somebody and then like 6 months later we have to replace that same old position. We want people who are going to be consistent, who are dedicated. So, and that's why we want to know, why do you have this big gap? Is it because you were laid off, you couldn't find a job? Were you fired? Were you you just quit? We want to know, but it's not necessarily a bad thing if you have a valid explanation. All right. So let's jump into this. Job interviews can be stressful for even the most prepared job seekers. For some, one common question adds to the pressure. Can you explain this gap in your resume? Panic can easily set in. Well, I think it's also a part of preparation. Because if you are not prepared for these questions, if you have this gap in your resume, you should be prepared to answer the question. You should have practiced it over and over and over again, right? Panic can easily set in. What if they don't understand how I lost my last job? Well, you got to do a good job of explaining it. Simple as that. What if being a homemaker for those years hurt my chances? Many other questions can run through your head. Practice answering it. That mock interviews, I do those all the time to help people and I make my mock interviews really, really tough for my tech barbarians over at Tickle Trough the Dev, but I make it really, really tough so that once they actually go into that real interview, it's a piece of cake. It's a breeze. Anna Paplia, a career coach, says gap in resume questions is usually asked for a different reason than most interviewers think. Let's see. In a TikTok video, Papalia explains that hiring managers are primarily asking this question to weed out candidates who don't need a job. What? Now, is that fair though? If you don't need a job, but you want a job, should that be held against you? Let's find out. Let's find out some more. I know it sounds ridiculous, but they want to verify that you're not just quitting every time you get. That makes a lot of sense. That makes sense. Paplia says the interviewer wants to ensure that person doesn't. Paplia says the interviewer wants to make sure that the person wouldn't just leave the job because they have a trust fund or a wealthy family member to fall back on. See, but when you explain like that, that's not fair. So because you might be doing well, that means it should count against you from getting a job. See, when you explain it like this, right? You're not just quitting every time you get frustrated. That makes sense. But then it's like, well, does that mean that a person who has a trust fund or a wealthy family doesn't deserve to have a job? I disagree. That's not fair. Not that life is fair, but that's not right. It's to ensure the interviewee wants or needs the job so they can say, great, we need a reliable person who needs a job, so this works out. That makes sense. But when you say, oh, because they have a trust fund, that means that they shouldn't get hired, I disagree with that. Gaps in a person's resume and career have become more common. It's very likely that the interviewer has spoken with several candidates who have career gaps. They may have had one or two gaps on their own resume as well. So the stigma of having a gap in a resume is less of a red flag than in previous years. How can you explain the gap in your resume? So the moment of truth. While the insight Papalia provides may calm some fears, many may still wonder how to answer the resume gap question. Having an answer prepared ahead of time is still recommended. Preparation is key. Preparation is key. There are many reasons for gaps in a resume, but there are some guidelines career experts recommend. Keep it short and honest. No matter the reason for a gap in your resume, it's better for both the interviewer and the job seeker not to dwell on it. For one, the interviewer doesn't want or need your life story, and a detailed answer could be too personal. Secondly, the interviewee wouldn't want to waste the limited time in the interview instead of focusing on what they can bring to the role, the job description, and the company environment. And I do agree with that. Just answer the question. Don't go into this whole detailed explanation of, oh, and then this happened and then that happened. It is not, interviews are not story time. Keep that on TikTok. Story time on TikTok. Interview, answer the question. Why is this career, why do you have this block of, a year in your resume? Well, I had a kid and I wanted to spend that time with the kid to make sure that they were good. Whatever the answer is, right? You got laid off, couldn't find another job for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I still disagree with the part that, well, I'm a trust fund baby, so I don't need a job. But I don't know. I don't know how true that is, but maybe she is a career coach, so she might be right. Give a brief explanation, 1 or 2 sentences that gets to the point. The best answers don't go into unnecessary detail or leave room for second guessing. And I'll tell you this, I don't think in an interview that they're going to do a deep dive on your answer to try to dig into your personal life. They just want to know why is there that gap. You give them the answer and then they move on. That is what I have seen. Here are some common reasons for career gaps and stronger ways to respond. Don't say, I was laid off because. Say, unfortunately, I was affected by company's restructuring and my role was eliminated. That is a good one. That is good. Don't say, I wasn't working because I was a full-time parent caregiver and now I need a job. Say, I took some time from my career to care for my young children and family member. That's a good one. Don't say, I was fired, but it wasn't my fault because. Say, I learned a lot in my last role, but it turned out to be challenging in a unique way, and it wasn't a good fit. While it didn't work out, it was a good experience, and it taught me to be careful of the next role that I accept. That's a fair answer, I guess. Says there may be different reasons, but overall, the advice is to keep it brief, impersonal, and focus on the positives. That I 100% agree with. When you go into an interview, you do not want to make yourself look bad. Even when they ask you that question of something that went wrong, a mistake that you made, you need to structure that answer in a way that it's not too hard hitting on you because it will be used against you. So you just need, and that's why you need to practice. You need to be able to do these mock interviews, get challenged, get frustrated in the mock interview with your coach, so that once you actually go into the game, you don't get frustrated, you don't get flustered, you don't start saying, to be transparent, that's a little insight to the video tomorrow. Never say in a meeting, all right, take out from your vocabulary the phrase, if I'm being transparent. Never, ever, ever, ever say that, because it should be assumed, because now I'm going to think that every time before you weren't being transparent or you weren't being honest or that you were lying to me. So that's one of the bonuses from tomorrow's video. All right. Redirect the conversation the way to what you can offer. Another reason to keep your explanation short is it allows you to shift the focus from what happened then to what you can offer now. True. After your one or 1 to 2 sentence answer. Spend most of your time discussing why you're excited about the role you're interviewing for. If it applies, share any relevant classes or certifications you acquired during your time away from full-time employment. That is true. If you did any freelance or volunteer work during that time away, bring it up. It shows the interviewer that you've been proactive and preparing for a full-time position rather than just sitting around. It can be especially helpful if the work is relevant to the role. Redirecting the focus to the job itself shifts the conversation back to the role rather than why you didn't have one. That's a good one. Always highlight yourself. You have to go in there with a like in a way like you're kind of bragging about how awesome you are. That's what I always tell people. Show why you bring value to the role and the type of value that you bring to the role. Why they would be foolish to pass you on, especially if you have a gap in your resume. This is why you need me. This is why you need me at your company. Right? Remove the gap in the first place. Another way to answer, can you explain this gap in your resume, is to remove the question entirely. Simply include a section explaining why you weren't working during that time frame. Much like with a verbal answer, it can be brief and avoid personal details. Family care leave is a valid answer. It can apply to childcare, caring for a sick loved one, or even yourself. Just be sure to make it clear that you're ready and motivated to get back to work full time. Let me see. Gaps in employment that are under 6 months usually don't require an explanation. That's true. Because if you get laid off or something, you just have to find another job. It's like when you have like a year gap, it's like, okay, what were you doing? And you can have a good answer for that. You just need to prepare it. Eliminating those gaps preempts the question. And so you can say, so I guess you're saying like, you can say, let's say from 2000 to 2002, you were working, and then you didn't have work from 2001 to 2000 or 2002 or 2003 to 2000, whatever that would be. You would say like, oh, caring for so-and-so, right? As that part of your career, you know, I don't know. Eliminating the gaps preempts the question, and most interviewers will respect your privacy. It also reinforces that you're proactive and intentional in your job search. Those searching for work should mind the gaps, but there's little reason to feel too tripped up about them, unless you are a trust fund baby or you come from a wealthy family. I'm just messing around. I am just messing around. All right, let's go ahead and let me know your thoughts though. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that if you are wealthy, that career gaps on your resume should be held against you because you might have money? Should people who have money be excluded from getting nice jobs because they might have taken a year or two off to go backpack through Europe or something? And now they want to get to work and they're like, oh, sorry. You had money. Your parents had money to take you through Europe. You cannot work here.
Do not come.
Do you think that's fair? What do you think about the tips about how to answer the gaps in your resume? Don't give too much details. Be proactive, but also focusing on your positives, on why you're awesome and why they would be an absolute fool to pass you up for this job just because you might have had a year or two off on your resume. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Do me a favor. Also, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well as Tickle the Dev. Join us for our Vibe Coding Chills. Join us for our Scrum Nights, and join us for all the different tools that we release. Actually, I've been working on the video that I recorded with Magnetar. He was showing me how to transfer my crypto to a ledger, they call it. And we were talking about that. So I'm clipping that up, and I'm going to be releasing that within the next 2 weeks on the Patreon at Tickle the Dev. So much that's happening over there. We work so hard day in and day out. All right, let's go back to, let me check the chat real quick, and then we're going to get back to our next working segment. Let me see what we got. Robert says, yard work costs money, just like Opus costs money. We all pay. And he says, job humping. A Freudian slip, all right? Let me see. Managers, I still hate interviews and think they're pointless. I've literally watched them hire who they want to hire regardless. But let me ask you a question, Magnetar. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever applied for a private sector job? Or are you revealing the unfair hiring practices of the federal government? Feds, we up? Feds, we are up. Let me see. Manager says, what up, Sith Coach Ralph?
You don't know the power of the dark side.
All right, let's go ahead and get back to work. Let's get into branding, all right? Let's get into branding of our app and put up another 20. Oh, okay. You just decided not to play the sound this time. Okay, let me try that one more time.
Let's go! Let's go!
I don't know what's going on with these tools. All right, so let's go back over here with my messed up, clipped up. What's going on with this? Let's go with, so right now, when I start the app, it just shows app as the name of the app and the generic, what do you call it? The generic placeholder graphic. Can we set the name of the app that shows up from app to let's go. Let me see, make sure I can use that. Okay. Oh, look at that. When I search for that, it's all my video that come up. Okay, well, let's go with that. Let's put that. And we also have to think about the branding aspect of it. I know we had already started going down the path of looking for some icon and logo design. But we're going to go back to Gemini. We're going to do a fresh look at it because there's some stuff with the microphone. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a trick that I normally use, all right? Let's go here. I'll show you a trick that I use. And I actually show you. So I was saying to Junior the other day how I push my code into Gemini so it can do an analysis on the code. I'm going to show you how I actually do that. So is it done? All right. So now I've upgraded the app. I'm going to go back because we already know that it is working. So I'm going to go back and load the Pixel 8. We're going to run from there. I already have all these errors. And if we choose Pixel 8, let's see if it's going to start. I see a bunch of errors over here, so I'm not sure if there's an issue. Insufficient storage. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was about. So now if I go back out. Tech Barbarians. Oh, there you go. Speak Precisely AI. Okay, that's good. Next up, we can, do we have the name? All right, so next up, let's go ahead over to Gemini, and I am going to push the, oh, so before I do that, I'm going to push the code up. Let's say get status. Get status. All right, so we have all these things that we want to add. Get add app. And anything outside Supabase. What is this fixed pitch.py? Patch recording page? No, those are Python scripts. That wouldn't even work over there. All right, so let's go with that. And let's go with adding those and then get status. And do I need, I'm going to add this one. Get speak precisely. Okay. Frame right now. Get commit. This is for mic input, pitch visualizer, and app naming. Push. All right, so now I am going to take this URL. I'm going to go into Gemini, and I am going to say, I need to come up with some icon ideas for the speech coaching app named Speak Precisely AI. I've attached, the code to see all the details of how the app works. What are some app icon ideas that we can use that incorporates Tech Coach Ralph's brand with an idea of speaking or gaining better speaking skills. And I'm going to go add, I'm going to say import code. I'm just going to put the link of the GitHub URL, say import. And now I can say, I'm going to do pro because pro is going to be better in responding. Whoa, why'd you remove my code that I gave you? That's not fair. Import. Let me copy that. See what why did it remove it the first time? Oh, maybe because I switched it afterwards. What the? This always works. What's going on? Gemini's been weird lately. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Let's try that again. And copy that again. Huh. This is weird. This never happened before. Why is it removing my... Let me try without the .git at the end. Let me try like that. Import. If that works, that'll be good to know. It's, oh my goodness, why? All right, so, Not included in response. I was unable to process the code you provided. All right, well, we are gonna go to that URL. Oops, do you not have access to that project? I don't understand why it's not. Which I don't mind changing it, but you should be able to access it. That is weird. Let me see. Go here. Why does Gemini remove the link to my repo? Gemini often removes or loses connection to GitHub repositories due to size limitations, too many file session timeouts, or authorization issues. Let's go to, if the repository is too large, roughly a 10, I don't think it's that large. Let me see if I go to over here and I say, open in Finder, and I say compress. Ooh, no wonder. It's a 4 gig thing. All right, how do I stop this? What in the world is 4 gigs in this? Oh, you know what? Oh, that's dumb. Let me see something. Something is, so the, all right, so we need, all right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and clean up. We should not be adding the build folder to this. Oh, that's already commented out. So what is so big in there then? Let me see. All right, we're gonna do. So the build folder is already not in there. There must be something else that's really large in there. Go to settings, general, storage. And we go to, it's not documents. We should go to, where's the thing to explore? File browser. So I'm just navigating the computer right now to see what is so big in this repo. If we go to Studio projects, speak precisely. Why did it say 4 gigs? Okay, so if I look at, can I not move this? All right, if I look at here, the build directory is already, the app directory is really big. Oh, so there's, okay, so probably this build directory needs to be ignored as well. Well, it is ignored. So then why can't you? Okay. That's so weird. Why I can't read it. Okay. Let me go and take a look at. Huh. I wonder if. All right, fine, whatever. We'll just do it without it. Let's go here. I don't know what's going on. It might be a Gemini issue because this I've never seen this before, and I know the repo is not that big. So there's in the meantime, blending TechnoTrap identity, drawing on the coaching, streaming setups, Tech Barbarian community. With the concept of AI-driven speech refinement leads to a few strong visual directions for, okay. The Barbarian voice print, a nod to the Tech Barbarian community, a highly modernized, a stylized, minimalist Barbarian helmet, or a sharp geometric profile where the mouth area emits perfectly structured glowing sound waves. The studio mic circuitry. Let me see. Inspired by high-end multi-mic broadcast and streaming setup, the center of the icon is a sleek professional microphone silhouette. Instead of standard mesh, the inner details of the mic are formed by a clean, glowing circuit board representing the AI analyzing the speech. The command deck key, designed to look exactly like a custom backlit macro button on a Stream Deck. Let's see. We're trying to figure out the options now. We're going to try to build these out. A highly minimalist, corporate friendly. It features a circular target or a crosshair, but the rings on the target are made of audio frequencies, bars that align perfectly in the center. Analytical, goal-oriented. It doesn't seem like sharing the code is going to work in this session. So, can we get some designs based on your suggestions? Let's see what it comes up with. Because I, as you well know, I am not a graphic designer by any means necessary. So we can't look at the code. All right, so the Barbarian voice print, top left, the icon visualizes raw communication channeled by AI, modernizes the Barbarian's identity, turning into a minimalist helmet profile that emits a perfectly structured glowing sound. The studio mic circuitry, the top right, the command deck, bottom left, and the target wave, bottom right. All right. So we have this one right here. That's the Barbarian helmet. We have this one right here, which is the microphone with the circuitry going. have this one right here, which is the command deck. And then we have the target wave, which is like this. Which ones do you guys like? I am, oh, you can change colors. What is this? I'm confused. What is it? What are these color things? Oh, I can type on this? Oh, that's pretty cool. Tell you, Gemini be on point. But, so I can do a poll. Can I do a poll? Set up a poll in the chat. Let's go to add, start a poll. Mic circuitry.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
What do you call this one? The button? Orange button thingy. And the last one is the audio wave cross target. All right. So those are our options that suggested. And then we can pick one and then we can enhance on those, right? So I'm gonna put a poll where you guys can vote in the chat. Which one do you think is the nicest looking one for our app? And we'll go from there. Let's go to break, and I will get some options from you in the chat and go from there. All right, let's go to here and switch here. All right, let me check the chat real quick, and then we're gonna get into our next topic of today, our last topic of today. Mike says, I stepped away. Yes, I worked in the private sector before. What? The way you frame the question against the public sector, are you also applying that to the private sector, or are we just biased? The way that I formed the question about, I don't even know what I asked, but something about you don't like interviews. So, I mean, nobody really likes interviews, but if you're able to crush it, and I don't know. I think that when it comes to, all right, hopefully Junior's going to back me up on this, right? Hopefully Junior backs me up on this. When it comes to like a lot of nepotism, I can see that I could easily see, do I have any proof for this? Absolutely not. But I could see in the government where there is room for nepotism, where, because at the end of the day, you're not looking to drive a profit at the most part, or you're not necessarily forced to be productive. So I could see where the nepotism can come in. It's like, oh yeah, my cousin can do this. And it's like, okay, cool, let me get the cousin to do it. But in the private sector, so I'll say government, and I'll say the government, and in like nonprofit organizations, NGOs and stuff like that, I can see where nepotism can play a role. It exists in the private sector too, but the problem with nepotism in the private sector is if you don't produce, then the company goes out and then you're out of there. But as long as you're being given money, or you're taking money by force, robbing the people, then there is a good spot for nepotism to thrive. So that's why I framed the question, whatever the question was, the way that I did. All right. It says to your other question about fairness and wealthy people being penalized and not getting a job due to a gap in employment. Well, I was always told that life is not fair. That is a valid point. That is a valid point. It says, what are the options again? So right now, these are the options that we have. This little barbarian helmet with emitting sound waves, or whatever you want to call these things. We have this little microphone in here, which I probably would take the TCR out because it doesn't really go with the speak precisely. Maybe we could do SPAI. I don't know. Then we have this little orange button right here, and then we have lastly we have this target with the AI in there, right? Let me see. Let's go to why not call it voice print and potentially utilize upper right icon as the direction. Upper right. So the microphone one? And you're saying voice print would be the name of the app? Is that what you're saying? Voice print. Voice print? What okay. Tell me, because I'm open to anything, but what does voice print mean? What would that mean? Yeah, what would voice print mean? Make it make sense to me, because speak precisely, that's exactly the goal, because we want you to be to not always saying and and honestly and if I'm being honest and all that. We want to eliminate those and all those filler words, all those things, right? Junior says we are very, very biased. Rob Brown says, bruh, there's serious nepotism in the private section. How many sons, daughters of the VP or owners are directors, senior vice presidents, managers, and they have no experience? I would say probably not many. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Probably not many. Because why do I say there's not many? The reason that I say that is it's not many is because if it's a private business, you can only be in that position for so long before you fail. And if it's like a small family business, then no one really cares, right? But if it's a major business and the person is not producing, and you're gonna get complaints, especially if it's a publicly traded company. You're not going to survive in the market with a lot of nepotism. Does nepotism happen in the private sector? Of course it does. It happens everywhere. But I would say that it is harder to survive. You might get your foot in the door with nepotism, but if you cannot hold your own, you're not going to be able to survive. And the type of nepotism that I've seen in the private sector is starting out. So you might have a CEO, a CTO, whatever, and they're a relative of theirs. They went to they're in school and they just graduated or something, and they might get an internship. They might get the opportunity to work a little bit, and then if they're good, then they're gonna want to be kept, and they're gonna grow. But if you suck, it's gonna be a lot harder to survive in the private sector than in nonprofit organizations and government and stuff like that, because you can mask it. It is hard to mask it at the high level, is what I'm saying. Let me see. Robert says Gemini said Barbarian voice print as the app name, so why not drop Barbarian? Where did they say that? Let me see. Voice print. Let me see. What you talking about? Voice print? Let me see. Search voice print. So Rod Brown, it did not say Barbarian voice print as the app name. That was the style of logo design, not the name of the app. So it's saying the design is the Barbarian voice print, which I'm not adding Barbarian to the name of the app. What I'm asking is, what does voice print mean in the context of the actual app that we're building? To me, it doesn't make any sense. So if you can say, if I name it voice print and I say, oh, I built an app called voice print. Okay, what's that? If I say I built an app called Speak Precisely, like, oh, okay, what did that, like, how does that, like, what is it going to do? And I'm like, oh yeah, so because people have this and this. But if I call voice print and it's okay, what does it do? Well, it does this and this. Okay, what the hell does voice print have to do with what the app does? That's the question I'm asking. What does voice print actually mean? So that was my question. Let me see. I select the orange thing by accident. Thank God it was by accident because I hate that one. Let me see. Magna says, I have not seen nepotism to that extreme on civilian side. Not to say it doesn't happen. You must be referring to the contracting side, which is the private sector. I don't know anything about. I can't be referring to contracting. All I know is if you work for certain agencies and stuff like that, or departments, or even the DMV, which all the places that you hate to go. I have no proof for this. Right? But I'm gonna assume all the services from the government that you hate to go to, that drives you up a wall, there's probably a lot of nepotism in there. That's my. Don't come at me. That is my assumption. I could be totally wrong. But that's what, Junior, what do you think? Do you think that all the places that you hate to interact with the federal government has a lot of nepotism? The DMV, the IRS, maybe the FBI. Who knows? All right. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about the FBI part. But that's how I see it. The most I've seen is a husband works in one section and the wife works in another. I mean, that's not nepotism. All right, just because a relative, like people who are related, works in the same place, in my eyes, that's not nepotism. To me, nepotism is like just because, no other reason, but just because. So like what Rob Brown was saying about, oh, they don't have any experience, they don't have any skills, and they got the job over somebody who might have been, who has actually qualified to do it. To me, that's nepotism. But but like just because a husband and wife work in the same company or same whatever, I don't think that's nepotism. Because if you're qualified, then you're qualified, right? Let's see. It says, next, there's military spouse program where if the airman, soldier, et cetera, is on base, their spouse can get hiring preference to get this job. That's federal. That's nepotism. That's exactly nepotism. If you say they can get hiring preference to get a job, that is the definition of nepotism. I voted for the audio wave target. I like the audio wave target. Junior says, I have no idea. DMV, that's not federal, that's state. I don't make a distinction between federal government and state government. It's still government. Like, I didn't make a distinction. You're making a distinction, but whatever. If it's DMV, if it's whatever, like the IRS, whatever. I think my premise was if it is they're taking your money by force, or it's a nonprofit where you're choosing. There's like not really that deep management. It's not profit driven. And then it's easier to get away with nepotism. That's what I'm saying. For my department, it was hard because you actually had to take a test to get the job. That's your department. Two different animals. I agree, but the concept is still the same. That's what I'm saying. If your only accountability is to the voters, which they don't follow, a lot of people don't even vote, and then if they do, it's like it's a popularity contest, like when you're doing class president and stuff like that in school, student body president, whatever that was. So all I'm saying is it's easier to get away with it there than when there's actually something on the line. Because if you put somebody who sucks in a profit-driven company and they're making you lose money, they're not going to be able to survive for that long. That is what I'm saying. Let me see. Magnetar says, facepalm. I have to make a distinction due to this narrative that all government is bad, and people just go along with it. And you make whatever distinction you want. Federal, state, whatever. I mean, all I'm saying is I think it's easier to get away with nepotism in those situations than in the private sector. That's all that I'm saying. Now, if you're talking about a small mom and pop shop, okay, yeah, they're probably going to hire anybody, so they hire the son and he does a terrible job, and that's their problem. But if you have a big company like an OpenAI, whatever, and you try to put somebody who's not qualified and they're losing money, the shareholders are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? And then the CEO gets fired because they're like, you like, look, I know that you love your kid, your niece or whatever, but we don't care about your kid. We care about our money. So you're out of there. That's a distinction that I'm making. All right. It says, meaning the narrative pushed by certain people in power. I know. I'm sorry for pushing that narrative. I know you're talking about me. I'm sorry for pushing that narrative. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, Magnetar. All right. All right. Let's get to our last 445. Get to our last topic of today, which is going to be Elon Musk and Sam Altman. They are fighting it out. You know, wouldn't you like to see a MMA match? Because they were supposed to have Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, Mr. Zuck himself, but that didn't pan out. But what about Elon Musk and Sam Altman? Because Elon Musk practices different forms of martial art. And what does the Sam Altman do any type of martial arts? I don't know. But let's jump into this one. Let me see. Let's go here.
Elon Musk is escalating his legal battle with OpenAI founder Sam Altman in a new court filing ahead of a trial set to begin later this month. Kate Rooney has the latest in Tech Check. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kelly. So in a filing on Tuesday, Elon Musk's lawyers asked to have CEO Sam Altman and president of that company, Greg Brockman, removed from their roles at OpenAI. As a legal remedy, they now ask to strip those executives of what they call authority and personal financial benefits they extracted from OpenAI's illicit for-profit operations and conversion. The backdrop here, Kelly, Musk sued OpenAI, which he also co-founded, alleging that he was manipulated and deceived after OpenAI explored converting to a for-profit. Jury selection for that trial kicks off in a few weeks here in San Francisco, and Musk is now seeking more than $100 billion in damages from OpenAI, and co-defendant Microsoft now says he would actually return what he calls ill-gotten gains to OpenAI's nonprofit arm. It does come just a day after OpenAI penned a letter to the California and Delaware attorneys general accusing Musk of anti-competitive behavior, including possible collusion between the Tesla CEO and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. This all has to do with text messages where Musk asked Zuckerberg for help acquiring OpenAI. Meta had already sided with Musk in this fight, sent a letter to the California AG a couple of years ago asking to block the company's for-profit conversion. Musk left OpenAI back in 2018 after trying to merge that company with Tesla, later launched xAI, which now competes directly with Altman's firm. And then that firm recently merged with SpaceX. The drama, Kelly, comes as OpenAI and Musk SpaceX look to go public in record listings expected this year. Back over.
Well. So what are we to make of this? That now here's the question that I have. If SpaceX, if xAI has acquired SpaceX and xAI and SpaceX is looking to IPO, does that make xAI become a for-profit company? And if it does, if xAI is for-profit, what would happen? Why would there be this much anger towards OpenAI becoming for-profit? Is another question. Like, if you start a or nonprofit, do you have to remain a nonprofit forever? I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit of research here, right? Let's go to, because I really wonder what all the beef is about. Can't we all just get along? What is all the beef about? So let's say we go to, why does Elon Musk hate, capital H-A-T, Sam Altman? Let's start off with that basic problem. Why do they hate each other? Or at least from what I've seen, it's one way, it's one direction, right? Maybe secretly Sam Altman hates Elon Musk in return, but he's like, you know what? This is above me. I am not going to get involved into this little petty back and forth, you know? My ChatGPT is already suffering because TechCulture is always saying how much he loves Gemini way more than he loves ChatGPT, and he hasn't even used ChatGPT in a long time. But he still uses the OpenAI API keys to do a lot of his applications. So we're thankful for that. But why does he always talk bad about us? I never did anything to him, which he's right. He's never done anything to me. But I am Team Gemini. I know some people, they're like team OpenAI, team ChatGPT. Says it's one of the biggest, messiest divorces. You see? Look at that. One of the biggest, messiest divorces in Silicon Valley history. What started as a shared mission to build safe technology has devolved into a bitter, multi-billion-dollar feud. See? Most divorces are messy, right? Most divorces are messy. As an AI, I don't have personal feelings, but looking at the timeline and the court documents, Musk's animosity towards Altman boils down to a massive clash of egos, a battle for control, and a fundamental disagreement over the future of software, over how the future of software should be built and distributed. Here's a breakdown of why their relationship went up in flames. Wasn't that a concert series? The open source origin story in 2015. Back in 2015, Musk and Altman co-founded OpenAI as a nonprofit. The goal was to act as an open source counterweight to Google's DeepMind. Oh, you see? Remember that video I did the other day? When you come at the king, you best not miss. You guys, see? Oh, you guys thought that you were going to come and take over everything because Google is going through a little legal battle. They're going through a little legal battle, trying to take away Chrome from them and all that type of stuff about their search engines and all that nonsense. Like, oh, we're going to plot against them. So Sam Altman and Elon Musk tried to plot against Google, and Google still came out on top. Because I'm using Gemini right now. I'm not using XAI. I'm not using ChatGPT. Right? They wanted to build an artificial general intelligence, AGI, transparently, free from the pressure of the corporate office. And we still don't have access to OpenAI source code, from my understanding. The power struggle and the exit. By 2018, it became obvious that training massive neural networks required astronomical amounts of money and compute power. Musk wanted to take absolute control of OpenAI and proposed merging it with Tesla to use the car maker as a financial and computational engine. Altman and the board rejected the hostile takeover. Frustrated, Musk resigned from the board, citing a conflict of interest with Tesla's own AI development and pulled his funding. Oh, that sucks. All right, so was Elon Musk being petty? Was he being petty? He's like, oh, okay. Here's the deal. I'm gonna make you an offer that you can't refuse.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
And Musk said, all right, here's the offer. You give me OpenAI. Yeah, that's the offer. like that was the offer. He's like, the offer was, you give me OpenAI, and we put it with Tesla. And Sam Altman, okay, and? Like, that's it. That's it. He's like, whoa, wait. Are we missing something? Like, no. So Musk is like, all right, so you don't want to play ball? Well, I'm going to take my ball and go home. You know, like when you're at the basketball court and you have the nicest, newest basketball, and everybody wants to play, but you suck though. But you suck. So they don't want to pick you, but they want to play your ball. So they'll pick you for the first game, and then your team loses, and then you never get picked again, but they're all playing with your ball. And you're like, oh, well, it's not right because it's my ball. I want to play. And they're like, well, we're not picking you, but we're going to keep using your ball. Like, well, you know what? I'm going to take my ball. And you just run and you grab the ball and you run to your car or you just run home. And they're looking at me like, whatever. Is that what Musk did? Is that what Musk did? Did he take his ball and go home? Is the pivot to closed source profit. So between 2019 and 2022, after Musk left, Altman needed cash. He was broke. We ain't got it. And while Musk was saying, more money, because I know my Tesla stocks were booming during that time frame. It says, after Musk left, Altman needed cash. He engineered a controversial pivot, transitioning OpenAI into a capped profit entity and taking billions of dollars from Microsoft. More importantly, For the developer community, OpenAI stopped releasing open source models. What? They did what?
How dare you?
Instead of giving developers the weight to run locally in their Docker containers or self-hosted views as this as the ultimate betrayal of their founding charter. Oh, see, that makes a lot of sense. If you start off saying, all right, we are open source, we're going to be giving you all of this so you can run it locally, you can run it whatever. And then they said, well, you know, about that, things have changed. Things have changed. Is it fair? So the question is it fair when you were trying to start up, you took all this money from everywhere that said, okay, because this is a nonprofit. And then when things got hard, you're like, well, about that, we're going to just keep everything to ourselves, regardless of what everybody paid up in the beginning. Right. So OpenAI gated their most powerful models behind an API ecosystem. Must view this as the ultimate betrayal. The ultimate betrayal. The ultimate betrayal of their founding charter. When ChatGPT launched in 2022 and became a global phenomenon, that's in 2022, y'all. Because 2026, Gemini all the way. Cloud is all right. Musk watched the company he helped fund become a closed source, Microsoft-backed juggernaut. Elon Musk was like,
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Not happening. The counter and offensive and legal warfare from 2023 to 2026 to today. Musk retaliated in multiple fronts. The rival, he launched his own AI company, xAI, creators of Grok models, to compete directly with OpenAI. I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Is Grok AI open source? The lawsuits starting in 2024, Musk filed sweeping lawsuits against Altman and OpenAI, accusing them of fraud, breach of contract, and abandoning their own nonprofit mission to enrich insiders. Oh my goodness. Currently, in 2026, he is actively trying to oust Altman and President Greg Brockman through the court to stop OpenAI's impending transition to a for-profit structure ahead of an IPO. The takeover attempt. In early 2025, Musk actually submitted a $97.4 billion hostile takeover bid to buy OpenAI and return it to open source. Altman publicly mocked. Oh my God, no, we're not. Are we mocking people now? That is just wrong. That is just wrong.
Are you ready?
Altman publicly mocked the offer, rejecting it and sarcastically offering to buy Twitter from Musk for $9.7 billion. That's just offensive. That is just offensive. All right. That is not nice. That is not nice. The political chessboard. The feud has recently spilled over into Washington when Altman helped spearhead the $500 billion Stargate AI infrastructure project with the current administration in 2025. Musk aggressively criticized the project's financial reality. The tension is so well known that even the president publicly noted that Musk's objections seemed rooted in pure personal animosity towards Altman. And put it like this, if anybody knows about pure personal animosity, there is none other than the president of the United States himself. He lives and dwells and enjoys living in personal animosity. So he knows. So if he sees it and he calls it out, it must be true. It must be true. So I am pretty sure that he is 100% right on that. The bottom line, Elon Musk hates Sam Altman because he feels he was used for seed money and name recognition only to be pushed out, kicked out, just like Jazz on Fresh Prince, thrown out of the house before the company struck gold. Altman, on the other hand, views Musk as an insecure, talk about taking shots, insecure competitor throwing legal and financial tantrums because he couldn't control the most important tech company of the decade. All right. To be fair, still, Google is the most important tech company of the decade, not OpenAI. I'm just being honest.
I'm just being honest.
But they are a formidable foe. So while xAI, Grok, whatever, and Sam Altman, OpenAI, ChatGPT are fighting one another, my guy Sundar Pichai, he's saying, he's playing 50 Cent. I'm telling you, let's do it like this. Sundar Pichai, he is playing 50 Cent on loop all day, all night, saying, I'm going straight to the bank with this one. Ha 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 ha. That's my guy Sundar right there. That is my guy Sundar. He is laughing at them. He finds them laughable. He's like, they're a joke to him because guess what? Ain't nobody coming at them. If you have to worry about the federal government, that is your biggest foe. Or Elon Musk, Grok. They tried to team up. It's funny. You ever see you ever see where content creators will team up? They will try to be like the Avengers, and they will try to take down one content creator, and then 2 days later, they are all fighting each other, posting all type of stuff, doxing each other, all this type of crazy stuff. While the content creator that they're trying to take down is going straight to the bank, just like Sundar Pichai and Google and Gemini and Alphabet, while everyone else is on fire. Everything that they have is burning down. And see, so that's how I see it. That is how I see these AI wars playing out. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think that Sam Altman is going to be ousted by Elon Musk? Do you think it was right for Sam Altman to counter offer the 97 point something billion dollar offer to buy OpenAI, to counter with a $9.7 billion to buy X? Was that below the belt? Was that below the belt?
How dare you?
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Any other thoughts that you have, let me know about these AI wars. Do they make you laugh? Do they bother you? I find it pretty hilarious. I do. Right? Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. And go over to TechCoach the Dev. Get access to Resume Flow, Tech Barbarian's coaching portal. Eventually, you're going to get access to the Speak Precisely app, or maybe voice print, whatever that means by Rod Brown. I don't know. But get access to that. Our Vibe Code and Chills every other Saturday, live Google Meetup where we talk, we demo, all this type of stuff, and get access to our Scrum Nights. Everything that I do over there, plugins, all that. TechCoach the Dev, all right? Okie dokie, let's get over to, let me see if there's anything in the chat, and then we're gonna get to our last segment, and we're gonna wrap it up for today. Let me see. Magnetar says he was not talking about me. Oh, thank you, Magnetar. That means the world to me. However, since you volunteered, oh my God. Junior says there is beef everywhere. And that's what, see, Junior does not like beef, right? He's like, you know what? There's so much beef floating around. It might be contaminated. I'm just going to stick to my plants, my vegetables, my fruit smoothies and all that type of stuff. I hear, you know, you make a lot of sense. You make a lot of sense. And it says, what an offer. Hey. He's like, oh, you want to offer us 97? I will give you 10 billion for your little X platform. All right. Let me see. Agree, Junior. Beef everywhere, indeed. Do you see how I bridged the Elon Musk beef with OpenAI and Sam Altman to like what we see on a daily basis on YouTube? Do you see that bridge, that connection? It's the same thing at the end of the day. It is the same thing at the end of the day. It's just like what Zuckerberg did to the other Facebook partner, allegedly. There you go. Thank you for saying it, because I don't even know what he did. He's pushed out of the company. Did I miss something? You read that he left. Well, here's a question, right? Are you pushed out or do you leave? Is it the same thing where if they change the direction that you agreed to go in, and you're like, I cannot stand for this, and they're like, well, this is what's happening, just accept it. Are you pushed out even if you're like, well, I'm not going to participate? Think about it like this, right? If you and, you know, 3 of your friends, let's say their name is Junior, let's say TechCoach, let's say Rod Brown, right? And you agree to do some type of panel show, I don't know. And you agree, this is the direction we're going to go, and we're going to talk about this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then Magnetar, Junior, Rod Brown, especially Rod Brown, and me, TechCoach, we like, well, actually, we're going to do it this way instead. So the agreement was we will never, ever, ever, ever talk bad about the federal government, right? And then we do a few shows. We never say anything bad about the federal government. And then we're like, you know what? We can make so much money if we talk bad about the federal government. But you sign up under the premise of we're not going to talk bad about the federal government. So what happens next is they're like, well, we can't pass up this money because it's just so much money talking negatively about the federal government. And you're like, well, I'm not going to go for it. Did you leave or did we push you out by saying, regardless of how you about what we agreed upon, this is what we're going to do? So the question is, did you leave or did we push you out, or is it all in the same? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on that one. Let me see. Anything else? He says he left because he couldn't get the company and give nothing in return. He left because he couldn't get the company. And well, I was just being a little facetious about that. But he said he left because it was supposed to be a nonprofit open source giving the models for free. But they said no, we're going to do what we want. So that's why he said he left. I don't know. It says people can do things that make you very uncomfortable and force you to leave. That's what I was saying. Like, is it like you leave because they forced you out? Because I'll tell you this, even in companies, right? They might not, quote unquote, fire you or lay you off, but they can make it very, very uncomfortable that they're kind of forcing you out by having you leave because they put you in a very uncomfortable position, right? I don't know, nor do I have a dog in the fight anyways. I don't even know what I asked. I didn't come up with voice print. Gemini mentioned it. See, this is what happens when you try to give suggestions, taking my ball and going home. Oh, I'm suing if we sign a contract and y'all breach it. That's a fair point. And this is what Elon Musk is claiming to do. How accurate is that? I don't know. I didn't read all the contracts and stuff like that, but I understand his point of view. Do I agree with it? I don't know. Nor do I necessarily care, because at the end of the day, I'm writing with Gemini so I'm writing with Google. I'm writing with Google unless they give me a reason not to. All right. If Sundar Pichai comes out and saying, stop saying that we're friends, which I've never said that we're friends. Right. So let's get that clear. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways. Says, oh, you mean like what was happening with the Fed workers last year? I have no idea what was happening with the Fed workers last year. But yeah, that's what I mean. All right, let's get to our very, very last. It's already 5:07. My goodness. Let's get to our last working segment of today. All right. We're looking at, let's go to here, and we're looking at I want to do this one. Let's put up our last 20.
It's time to do.
So Rod Brown saying voice print is like saying that they say, oh, the name of the app should be the Studio Mic and Circuitry. Like, no, they're just describing it. The Barbarian voice print would be like this voice print right here. And then this is the circuitry one. All right, so I like. Let me check the chat real quick. So we have. All right, Junior, which one did you mean to vote? And nobody voted for the helmet. That's not nice. Which one did you mean to vote for? Which one did you mean to vote for, Junior? Since you said you voted for the orange one by mistake, did you mean to vote for the Barbarian helmet, the mic circuitry, or the audio wave cross target? Which one? I am. Oh my God. Let me see. I do like the one that Magnetar said, this one, as well as this one. I'm not crazy about this one, but then this one, you can't really tell what it's about. You can't really tell what this is about. This one, it does. This one is an X. I'm making an executive decision, getting this one out of there. Let's see. I am torn between the two. I like both. But I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with the barbarian one. Unless you give me a good reason not to. Let's go with the... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This one is good too, though. Let's see. All right, we'll go with this one. We'll go with this one. Let's go with the target wave. We'll go with that one. Let's go with the target wave, bottom right. I wonder if this is working yet. Let's see. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it into runware to, let me see if this works. Junior likes the mic. Huh. The mic or the... Well, in that case, that means we got like 2 votes for the mic. I would say this. I'm gonna say, can you give me some samples with the what's the name of it? This one. And maybe I can use this one for the coaching app. Let's go with that and this one. Taking into consideration the name of the app, speak precisely AI. Let's see what that does. Whatever. Code's not working. Let's see what we can get with that one. Let's see. Let's see. Here are a few refined concepts focusing specifically on the studio mic circuitry and the target wave ideas, incorporating the speak precisely name AI. Where are my suggestions? Where are my suggestions? Let me refresh. Sometimes you have to refresh it. Nope, nothing. The images didn't show up. Let's see. The layouts, but I wasn't able to accurately render them and attach the new pictures. Since I can't direct, what? Let's do this. Let's go with tools, create image, and let's go. We'll do this. How are you able? Sometimes that's weird. I just describe the letters and the women for icon for the studio. Count motivations. Let's see what we get here. Huh. What do you think about this one right here? They kind of blended the two together. I like this one. What do you think about this one right here? I like this one. Target wave and mic. Helmet and mic fusion. Scan condenser. Minimalist circuit. I like this one actually. We're gonna go with this one. Make an executive decision. We're going with this one right here. Let's go and combining the core mic with the precision discussed previously, a dynamic position. All right. So what if we do? Let me see. I wonder if I can take this over to. I wonder if I can take this over to, what do you call it? Runware. And then use the Gemini model to recreate it. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in here and we're gonna go with let's say mobile app icon for a speaking application. White background for background removal. So I'm going to try it two ways. I'm going to do this with the so how am I going to do this? Let me see. Image tab. So I'm getting it generated at Runware, right? And this is one of the models that I just used. I'm going to switch it over to the Gemini model. And generate. I want to see what it comes up with. How similar it comes up with that over at Runware, because with Gemini in the web, they're gonna have like little Gemini icon, and I don't want the Gemini icon. I don't like this one either. I don't like. I'm not crazy about this one. Let me move this back over here. Let me do it at the same time. I still like this one way better, but all right, so I'm gonna say I want to use this one, but to generate it using runware, can you give me the prompt to get the exact one? Let's see what that does, because let me see what that does. Because I like this type of microphone compared to, I don't like this one. I don't like this type of microphone. I would rather have something like this one. Copy and paste a professional modern app icon with a rounded corner. And this is why I use Gemini or whatever other to get this, right? So a modern app icon designed with a rounded corner square format presented on a dark textured background. The composition is centered and symmetrical. The primary visual is a complex futuristic targeting bullseye, glowing cyan teal. The rings are not solid, but they're constructed from a intricate design audio wave, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna put the text part in it, but I'm gonna take this part. You can adjust the final words, high resolution vector style based on runware strengths. So I'm gonna do another one over there. I wonder why. Let me try to change this model though. Let's go with that. But you see how much detailed it is in describing what it created. So we're able to get that prompt and take that over to runware. Let's see what it gives us though. I should have said a white background. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't give me the microphone that I want. I know what I can do. I'll use a reference image. Watch this. Let's go to and I'm gonna save it here, and I'm going to, because this is what it created for me. It created this. I'm not crazy about that, but I'm going to keep the prompt, and I'm going to say, I'm going to use the one that I did as a reference image. White background that can easily be removed. And do not put any text on the design. Text. Use the reference image for the microphone. So match the ref image. I'll do that. All right, let's see what we can get. It is generating. But I do like this one though. I just thought of something. It's going to mess something up for me. Because I do want the AI on there. Oh. Oh. I like it. it's basically it. It kind of it's actually even better. All right, so let's go here and final verdict. We combined them. Let's go to, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to say run where, remove the background image. Ew, what happened? All right, let's not do that. Well, okay, we're not going to remove the background image. We're going to download this. Why did it do that? Let me see something. Remove background. And there's no strength to it. Huh. All right. Shoot. Let's go back. Download. So we'll do a prelim upload. And let's go over here. And we will say new task. Add image. Downloads. Can we use the attached image as the app icon? Can we make sure we don't include the white border of the app as part of the icon? All right, let's see what happens with that. What? What just happened here? What just happened here? Oh my God. I don't know what's going on with this thing. All of a sudden had me huge. Whatever. We'll leave it as that. Let's go. All right. I just attach the image. All right, let's try to get this part done. Since Rod Brown took his ball and go home, he can't tell me to hurry up, you know? So let's try to get this part done real quick. Let's go to downloads. Oh, where is this? Copy. Got that in there. Now what? I say, all right, so I got to name it icon.png. Where are you? Rename app icon.jpg. Why did I save it as a JPEG? Anyways, I have saved it. Let's see if we can get this. Run. Run. Let's see what's going on here. What? Run. And we're going to restart it. We should see what happens. Are you guys ready for this?
Are you ready?
We're in the final seconds. Oh, come on. What? Let's see. I don't know. Come on. I just want to see. Just want my icon. All right. All right. Successfully generated launcher icons. Are we done? All right. Let's see what happens. Let's try to run it again. Let's do stop. Let's do run. Let's see. Run. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Aw. Wait. Wait, all right. We have here. We should get the icon on the home page too. Let's see. Can we also add the icon to the login screen? But in the meantime, if I go here, ooh, it's kind of small though. We'll have to make that bigger, but it's there, just really, really small. Here. Oh shoot, what did I do? I'll manually crop it and we'll go from there. But we do have the app icon official. We're not calling it something wave or something like that. I don't know. We're not calling it that. We're going to keep it with speak precisely. But I do like the icon. Let me try to start it up one more time. That's all we wanted. Ugh. Something with the space on the device, but I think we're able to see it, so whatever. I think we're good for today. Ew, it's so small. All right. We'll fix that. It's not how I wanted it to come out. We'll fix that manually. No biggie. But we do have our app icon. We do have the then we're ready to move. We're ready to move. All right. So that is it. That is it for today. Fun times. Fun times. Love to strategize and plan with you guys. And, you know, sometimes we're not always going to agree, but you don't have to take your ball and go home. You do not have to take your ball and go home, just like when we were 15 years old on the basketball court, not getting picked, and say, you know what? You might have the most expensive, nicest basketball. That is not a reason to just pack it up and leave. All right. Just saying. I'm just saying. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we're going to wrap up the show. Let me see. Let's see. We're on target with AIM. AI, our AIM, it improves with AI. That is true. You can't spell AIM without AI. That is true as well. Rod Brown said, I gave great suggestions about your thumbnails. Now you have fire thumbnails. I mentioned an app name that Gemini gave as a concept, and now I own it for some reason, taking my suggestion ball and going home. Please don't go. Please don't go. Junior said he liked the mic. You see, look at that. You see how we blended the mic and the target all into one? Shout out to Gemini for giving us that suggestion. Not the something wave thing. I don't know. You'd think I like the target since I'm shooting also. I thought you would have picked the target, but we worked it out. Magna says Rod Brown is about to play Hit Them Up, or no, not Hit Them Up, Hit Them Up. Robert says, I don't like any. I rescind my choice. Oh my goodness, Rod Brown.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Don't be like that. Don't be like the people who say my vote don't matter, so I'm not gonna vote. Tell them. Forget the thumbnails, forget the suggestions. Tech Barbarians as a staff tech label and a crew. If you down with TCR, then forget you too. Rod Pack Shakur. Oh, that was dope. That was dope. Says, yeah, I have that. My vote don't matter, so I'm not gonna vote energy right now. Deacon Belly. Yo, Mary. That looks like a travesty. Says Coach for AD, ask and then use his favorite pick. I just drowned already. My God. Anyways, I gotta go to Scrub Night. It's been fun, a great time hanging out with you guys. We're gonna get out of here though. Remember tomorrow we're gonna have the Candid Conversation. We're gonna be talking about 5 things you never ever want to say or do in an interview. Phrases, concepts. I got 2. I already gave you a bonus one today, right? But we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. We're gonna be back live on Tuesday night. We're gonna be working on the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. I gotta clean up this icon. But yeah, that's it. That's everything. Do me a favor on your way out, if you haven't done so already, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Tech Coach the Dev. Join us. We have Scrum Night in a little bit, live code and chill. Next Saturday, get access to Resume Flow. Get access to the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. Anything that I build, it's yours over at techcoach.dev. And send a message to Rod Brown. Go over to his page, subscribe. Let him know that although that we rejected his suggestion, we do appreciate him though, because not everybody makes it to the second round. All right, so he was rejected, but he's still loved. All right, that's it. Anyways, that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
Yeah. Long day. Put the car in drive. We left it all out there today. Mind right. Tomorrow we do it again. Yeah. Riding down the highway, street lights passing by. Yeah. I had to empty out the mind, just looking at the sky. Clear it out. Yeah. Yeah. I kept my honor clean, no dishonest thought today. Walking with integrity, I'm staying on the way. The muscles aching heavy, but the weight is in the training. I put the hours in, whether shining or it's raining. I studied every art, I'm refusing to be boxed in.
No boxes.
No boxes. Yeah. I lock the ego out, and I let the wisdom walk in. I'm chilling in the lane, got the cruise control set. I gave it everything I had, I'm leaving no
regret. Ooh. Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the world behind you, let the heavy moments pass. But keep the spirit sharp, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow, just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind.
Yeah, yeah. Keeping everything alive.
Keep it alive.
Keep it alive, yeah, yeah. I look at the horizon, I'm taking in the view. I learn from all professions to see what they go through. Broaden the scope. I measure up the day, distinguish gain and loss. Did I really make a profit, or did I pay the cost? Calculate. I cultivate the judgment, I trust the intuition. My gut is navigating on this late night mission. I'm seeing the unseen, looking way beyond the obvious. The energy is quiet, but the discipline is dominant. I'm riding to the house, but I'm staying hyper-aware. The breeze is blowing in through the midnight air.
Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the world behind you, let the heavy moments pass. But keep the spirit sharp, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow, just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind.
Yeah. Keeping everything alive.
Keep it alive.
Keep it alive, yeah, yeah. I pull up to the driveway, I cut the engine off. The world is going hard, but I'm never going soft. I pay attention to the trifles, the details in the dark. A tiny micro movement leaves a monumental mark. Every detail, I did nothing useless, I cut away the waste. Cut it, I move with a deliberate and calculated pace. From the water to the fire, the earth, the wind, the void. I built the foundation that can never be destroyed. Now I lay the body down and I let the muscles heal. Tomorrow's sun is rising and I'm coming back with steel.
Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the world behind you, let the heavy moments pass. But keep the spirit sharp, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow, just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind.
Keeping everything alive. Yeah.
Rest the mind.
Yeah. Rest the mind. Reflect on the principles. Discipline never sleeps, it just recharges. Atlanta to the dojo, the 5 rings.